Okay guys, I had to go into work today, right? And it really pissed me off because it's my day off, but at least I got to get out early. So it's about 1 o'clock right now, and I'm heading to the bike shop to take a look at a chain ring. Yesterday I didn't vlog any, and I didn't vlog any because I didn't really have much to vlog. I just laid in bed because I was not feeling very well at all. I did go by the bike shop and I left my bike there. As I said in the last vlog that I did, my brake cable or my shifting cable was completely frayed, so I had them replace that and readjust everything up. Now these boneheads put the cable on and adjusted everything up. I went by about 30 minutes before the bike shop closed to pick up my bike. I kind of told them I need it done by the end of the day because, you know, I use this bike every day as my commuting bike, right? Well, they got everything done, but then he's kind of just really leery, like he doesn't, like he's so unsure of himself, you know? So he asked me, he said, why don't you check or take the bike for a test drive and see if it does pretty good? I told him I could tell you right now if the bike does it. And I get on the bike, and you know how like on the last vlog I stood on the pedals and the chain came loose? Well, I did it in front of him and the chain came loose. I'm not sure if you guys see this or not, but when I'm in this high ring, you see how the chain isn't even touching, especially right there. It's not touching the gear at all. Well, you start pushing down the chain and you realize, wow, that chain has got a lot of freaking slop on it. A lot of slop. It's not even holding on to the chain ring very well. Well, that tells me the gear is completely wore out, which is not surprising considering the fact that I really run the hell out of this bike. So yes, my front chain ring is wore out, my chain is totally wore out, and he did tell me my chain was wore out. So obviously they did check that. But the thing is that he adjusted the bike up, right? He adjusted everything, and he didn't see that. Now when I'm in the middle chain ring, it doesn't do it. So that, you know, it pretty much tells me that the chain or the chain ring is really bad, or both. In my case, both. So needless to say, I showed him that. I said, hey, this chain looks really, really loose. He goes, yeah, it looks like you need a new front chain ring. So I found that very curious, right? It's like, wouldn't you have noticed that while adjusting the bike and running it through its gears? I mean, wouldn't that have been a thing that you would have just noticed right away? So that got me kind of irritated. And of course, they don't have a front chain ring. They have a chain, but they carry a lot of cheapy parts. Like, I was like, I can't use cheap parts, man. I need quality parts because I put this bike through a lot of stress. So I spent the morning, after I got my work done at work, trying to find a bike shop that carried a 50-tooth front ring, a rear cassette, and a chain. And I finally found one called Turn Bicycles. So I'm heading up there right now, and I'm gonna see if I can get new parts for this thing. They got 105 components, so hopefully I can get new parts and put the parts on there, and I won't have this shifting problem anymore. I'm just gonna have to be a lot more diligent about making sure my chain is lubed up on a regular basis. But as much as I ride, yeah, a chain ring and a chain, they're not gonna last very long. They'll last maybe 5 or 6 months, or at least the chain rings will, and the chain might last a couple months the way I ride.
Oh, you were calling about a chain ring?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see what I have here.
Yeah, it looks pretty chewed up, huh? So I'm gonna need one of those, a chain, and if you think that rear cassette looks bad, I can't really tell.
Yeah, you may want to. It does look like those teeth are getting awfully long to me. Like pretty much all the way down.
I put this bike through it. I ride it every day. I put it through a lot of stress, so it's no.
Yeah, and it looks like you use the gears pretty thoroughly. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do like chainring, I would probably do cassette and chain too, like all of it.
I guess we'll see what you got. And
why don't you hand your bike here to Seth and have him take another look, and I'll kind of look through the parts and see what we've got for this bike. Okay.
all right.
Chain's definitely worn out. That's well past 100%. Well,
He called us about the chain ring, right?
yeah, that big chain ring's obviously toasted.
Yeah, he said he used
That's
that
the one I
more
use
than
all the
anything.
time. So
Yeah. But the cassette looks almost equally as worn.
Yeah, I would agree. The cassette looks just as worn. I'm trying to check also the other chain rings here. It looks like the middle one's on its way to being same shape here. I would say your cassette's probably toasted as well. It looks pretty rough. A lot of these teeth are getting pretty thin. They're not going to really hold a chain well, even if you replace the chain. You're probably still going to get some shady shifting and some
I'm
hopping
okay
around
with
on
replacing
there.
the chain and the chain ring.
Yeah, you need that chain ring, a chain, and probably this cassette. It's a 10-speed cassette at a 11, probably 28.
That's what came on the bike. I don't know. If
Yeah. Trying to see what tooth count it is. Hold on. 30. Let me see what we've got in stock. Give you kind of a
See where it put that one? On the triple.
It should. Cage looks plenty long enough anyways, as far as that goes.
It might be somewhat limited when you do the triple.
Yeah. Yeah, because we got tons of B-limit screw already on this thing, so it looks like it'd probably be good to go.
Like I said, I took it to a bike shop to get it adjusted because I thought it was out of adjustment,
Sure.
and they let it go like that.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not taking the bike back to them guys.
Yeah,
Don't
this
see them.
gap here should be more like here. So it's like that'll definitely affect a little bit there, but
But I could even tell when I was looking at it that the chain is not sitting
no,
down
yeah,
in there at all.
yeah, because it can't basically. Not a lot of people keep stuff like this in stock because you don't sell it a lot. So
We'll do our best to help you. You know, we have.
I ride this bike to work every day, like 10 miles every day. 10 miles there and 10 miles back every day. So it's like, I need that front chain ring if I could.
yeah, 120, 160, and labor. I think to do that would be like
Okay.
$25. So it'd be like right around 185, 190-ish for us to do it all. Probably something I could head back to you before we close.
Yeah, if not, I would have to take it myself.
Yeah,
Do it.
I could have it back in the next like probably hour.
An hour?
Yeah,
That'd be fine.
right on. Let me get some information from you here.
Alright, I dropped my bike off at Turin. Those guys had really good quality parts in stock. They had everything I needed. $20 labor to do all the work. So I left my bike with them, and we'll see how it rides after I get it back.
The next day.
Okay guys, it's the next morning. I got this sprocket here replaced. I got a new cassette and a new chain, which unfortunately cost me a freaking fortune. This chain ring right here is a 105 chain ring, which was what was on the bike to begin with. This cassette, the only one they had in stock was an Ultegra one, you know, in the 10 speed. So I had to get an Ultegra one, which is better than the one that was originally on it, because the one that was originally on it was 105. But it cost me $78 for that cassette. This ring right here cost almost $50. The chain was like 20 or 30. And the chain is like a Shimano, so it's all those parts are really, really good. This thing should ride really, really awesome, so I'm kind of anxious to see how it's going to ride on the way to work. But yeah, so my bike, as far as the drivetrain is concerned, is back up and running. Man, guys, this bike rides like it was brand new. I tell you what, I was pleased. I'm really pleased. The shifting is awesome. I mean, it's smooth, it's responsive. Oh man, I can't tell you how happy I am. This is just like great. Especially considering I ride this bike every day. I don't hear any grinding. It's just smooth as silk, you know? It's awesome, and I am so freaking happy. Well, I better get in here to work before I'm late. I'll catch you guys here later.